A new billboard campaign in Washington, D.C. is causing controversy with its call to jurors, informing them of their right to jury nullification. The illuminated advertisement appears at the Judiciary Square metro station in the nation's capital. The billboards say, "Good jurors nullify laws," and "You have the right to hang the jury with your vote if you cannot agree with other jurors." The illuminated signs are in an area where jurors pass on their way to the federal courtrooms. This has upset prosecutors. They believe that widespread practice of jury nullification could lower their conviction rate. In courts around the country, government lawyers are asking judges to instruct jurors to judge just the facts in the case to determine guilt and innocence, not to judge the law. Jury nullification allows a juror to judge not just the facts in a case, but the legal basis of the law as well. Jurors have found defendants innocent of crimes throughout Western history based on the law of jury nullification. The billboards went up in October, and a fury erupted almost immediately. The controversial ads were designed by graphic artist James Babb. The Philadelphia native organized the fundraising campaign and collected $3,000 to run the advertisement. Babb is now placing similar ads near courtrooms in cities around the nation. James Babb is our guest today on the program. He's here to talk to us about his ad campaign, the history and rise of the jury nullification movement, and opposition to his ads. Welcome to the show, James.
Great to be with you.
Now, James, what inspired you to develop these billboards?
Well, I've always been a fan of jury nullification, usually through the traditional way of spreading the message through pamphleting. But I thought maybe there's a way to reach a bigger audience. So I looked into some billboard advertising, realized the prices weren't bad. And when I realized we have these incredible crowdsourcing tools and social media networks, I thought, why don't we push this out there? Let's see if our community wants to help spread the message to potential jurors that they have the power to judge the law itself, not just the facts of a case.
Now, James, you mentioned pamphleteering, and I know from our research that individuals who go to courthouses and inform juries, Julian Hecklin is one individual. He was arrested and repeatedly harassed. He has since left the country because of the harassment that he's received. Do you find that the billboard campaign is more effective because you're not on court property and therefore sort of out of the long arm of the law?
Well, we'll see. So far, prosecutors have been a little bit grumpy over these billboards that have started in D.C. The prosecutors have been complaining to the judge about it, and the judge is now questioning jurors to make sure that they didn't see the billboard. So we'll see where this goes. They're definitely not happy about it, but that's kind of the idea. I don't expect prosecutors to be happy with it because we're informing jurors about their rights.
Can prosecutors actually remove a juror if they have seen the billboard?
That's a good question. After the trial has started, I doubt it, but I'm not an expert on these matters. So what I do like the fact that they're complaining a lot has actually generated huge media attention, which is a really big plus. If they didn't complain about it, the Washington Post wouldn't have reported on it. NPR wouldn't have reported on it. So the more they whine, the more people find out about this powerful right that jurors have.
So why would these prosecutors not want individuals to know their rights?
Well, the justice system is polluted. It's polluted with so many victimless crimes. And the whole structure is based on convictions. They want it to be this simple assembly line. You walk in the front door and you exit into the jail. It's based on incarceration. I call it the culture of incarceration that we have right now.
Is it related to the corporate prison system, prisons for profit?
That's part of it. But let's face it. We've got lawyers, judges, prison guards, probation officers, all the people that supply all of these industries. It's a sick make-work program for a huge class of parasites. So, it's definitely a problem. I mean, right now we have 2.2 million people in this country behind bars. That's 1 out of every 100 adults is in a cage. If you're a black man over 18, that number is 1 in 15 in a cage. For black men in their 30s, that number is 1 in 10. Think about that. I mean, that is insane.
Extraordinary numbers. Now, I want to talk about nullification, not to be confused with nullification through the 10th Amendment, but jury nullification. How can it help to overturn bad laws?
Jury nullification has been a cornerstone of our justice system since the time of the Magna Carta. It recognizes the right of the juror to judge the law itself, judge how the law is applied, not just the facts of a case. So, for instance, in the 1600s, William Penn was charged with speaking to a group of Quakers without permission. He went before a jury. The jury said not guilty because they knew that law was wrong. In the 1800s, the Fugitive Slave Act made it a crime to harbor slaves, even in the North. Jurors refused to convict people for harboring slaves because they knew the law was wrong. In the 20th century, jury nullification played a role in ending alcohol prohibition. Jurors refused to convict people for alcohol-related crimes because they knew the laws were wrong. Today, we have this insane war on drugs is one of the primary ways that they're stuffing these jails. And we have over 1 million people in cages right now that have never hurt anybody.
So when you refer to jury nullification as a final safeguard to protect us from a tyrannical government, do you believe that we've actually moved into the realm of tyranny in the United States?
Well, without a doubt. I mean, when 1 out of 100 adults is in a cage and we really have no way of effectively changing all these laws. I mean, we've got little referendums here and there, kind of nipping at the edges, but the process does not involve the people in any significant way. But jury nullification is a way for the people still to impose themselves between the government and the government's victims. Martin Luther King laid it out for us in his letter from Birmingham jail when he said, we have a moral duty to disobey unjust laws. Well, jury nullification is a tool that we can use to protect those people that choose to follow Dr. King's instructions.
Now, James, I want to talk to you about people who are fighting back against jury nullification, but we're up against a break. Stay tuned for more. We're talking with James Babb. He's the architect behind a billboard you may have seen just recently about jury nullification, right here on WHDT World News.